Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe will be carrot cake. The ingredients you'll be needing for today will be 1 cup of shredded carrots, a half cup of walnuts, a teaspoon of vanilla, a half cup of pineapple, half cup of shredded coconut, 1 cup of applesauce, 3 eggs, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cup of sugar, half teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I greased the 2 round trays and I put a parchment paper on a cookie tray. You can do it a different way, but I had extra on the side and I like making a thin layer so my kids could eat that on the side. Now the first thing you will do is take the sugar and the applesauce and mix them together and slowly add in 1 egg at a time. Now if you know that cracking the egg straight into the batter will have shells, then I advise that you crack the eggs in a bowl separately, make sure there's no shells in it, and then throw in the eggs one by one. Once the eggs are fully incorporated, then you put in your baking soda, baking powder, salt, and cinnamon. Make sure that it's fully mixed in before adding any other ingredients. The next ingredient you'll be adding is all-purpose flour. Do not add all the all-purpose flour at once, for it will make the batter very clumpy. So you want to throw it in slowly until you get the right consistency. Once that is fully done, then you throw in your shredded carrots, coconut, and walnuts. As I forgot to put the vanilla in the beginning, I put it towards the end and it does not change the taste at all. Now all you have to do is put them in your trays, then pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for around 30 to 45 minutes. Make sure your oven is preheated before you put the cakes in. They will bake evenly and won't take as long. Now carrots have a lot of moisture. When you check your cake with your knife, there will be a little bit of the batter on the knife. As long as it is not runny, you are fine. So as you see over here, I didn't get to focus the camera too much, but it is lightly there. It's not very runny. Now as for the cream cheese frosting, I used a 16-ounce bucket of whipped cream cheese, and then I took 2 sticks of butter, which is around 8 ounces, and I cut them into small little squares, and I slowly added those squares in one by one. And what you do is you just cream them together until you get like a thick paste going on. Once that is ready, you start throwing in your powdered sugar. So the amount of powdered sugar that I used was around the same amount that I used of cream cheese, so I used around 16 ounces. And I also put 1 teaspoon of vanilla to give it a little bit more flavor. Now when you're adding the powdered sugar, do not add it all at once. Do the same thing as you did as for the flour in the cake. Throw a little bit at a time. Do not put all of it together. If you don't want your frosting to be a little bit runny and you want it to actually stand on its own, then in that case only put around 10 ounces of powdered sugar. Don't put more than that, or else it will be good for frosting but not for decorating. It won't hold its place. Now the next part is the fun part. You get to frost the cake. Now I'm actually making a two-tiered cake, and in between what I did was that I put the frosting in between and I made a little well. So there's towards the middle of the cake there was less frosting, and I actually put some pineapple chunks and pecans and walnuts in there just to give it a little extra crunch. And I also use the same ingredients on top to decorate the cake. Now I'm just showing you guys a little trick with the piping cup. The piping bag. When you're putting the frosting in, it's easier for you to put the piping bag in a glass or a big cup, so that it stands by its own, and you could get as much as frosting you want into the piping bag. I didn't make any designs. I just made really cute little dollops of frosting on the top of the cake, and I actually decorated the cake more with the nuts and the pineapple instead of making flowers and stuff. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Turn the bell icon on so you could get notifications every time I put up a new video. And if you have any recipes that you want me to try, or if there's a certain dish you want to learn, please leave a comment down in the comment section below.